It's full moon, so the chance of catching a real big fish is, you know, pretty high. Right now there's a lot of smaller fish in here, but their males getting ready to bed, so the females will come in, kind of, you know, hang out in the area. So a lot of times you got to just weed through, you know, some small ones, and all of a sudden, dude, a gorilla just get you.
Nice.
Oh, you.
There goes the pro to it, man. It's so crazy. First cast, first hit.
That's how you do it.
Nice, man.
Beautiful.
Take notes on that.
You didn't give me a good chance to actually take notes, right? But oh man. Woo. All right.
That's how you do it.
You just made yourself look really good, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, man.
All right, I'm gonna sit down and take a little nap. Y'all just fishing.
Yeah. What do you cast with? Your left?
Yeah, here's what I do. So you're right-handed.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do is I utilize the bottom of the rod too. So I grab it like this.
Yeah.
Power through it forward, just a smooth back and then forward. Nothing jerky, nothing. Don't go back slow and fast forward. You go back, whew, just kind of let it load up. There you go. That was a lot better. That was a lot
Nice.
better. That was a lot better. Now, a tip, instead of holding the rod like this,
Yeah.
palm the reel. Because what happens is, for example, hold it the way you just had it a minute ago. Okay, now let's put your hand here. Let's pretend like you had a 10-pounder on. Now lift up. You got a giant. Lift up.
Yeah,
lift up. Feel all that pressure right there?
Yeah.
Now put your hand up on the reel a little bit. Okay? Put your hand there. Now you got a 10-pounder. Lift up.
Oh, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, see, it's a lot more pressure. You have a lot more leverage. So you want to have your hand, you know, right there for sure. I usually keep it on about the third finger. You know, you can keep it there, whatever you're comfortable with, but I always do the third finger.
All right.
And you'll get used to it. It'll become natural to you, especially because you're just starting off with bait casters. You might as well start the right way.
Yeah.
And keep working your hand up. Now hit to the right a little bit. See, there's a little bit of a more open little pond right through there.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it's an Illinois bass.
Well, like my dad always says, it's going on 7 pounds in about 6 years, right?
There's one following it over there too. So.
Nice.
Nice big.
Got you wrapped.
Sure does.
There he comes. There you go. You got him coming down. Yeah, the biggest thing, you're doing it right, keeping that rod tip high, because man, they bog down in that crap. You can see him on there. He's just wrapped up. Sweet.
Nice, man.
Okeechobee bass.
Nice. Nice.
Felt like a monster.
So,
Feel better.
let me get out of the way. You got it?
Yeah.
Oh man!
Spinner toy, baby. What does a bass say?
I want to know what you're gonna name that. What do you call that?
Spinner toy.
The spinner toy. Oh,
Available
man.
in store soon, right?
That's right.
That's a big boy.
Look, all the,
Yeah,
those are all lice. Yeah, before it gets hot, I mean, before it gets cold, these lice are all over the bass. It didn't hurt them, but they're just little parasites.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people get lice in their hair. These bass get lice on their skin.
Nice.
But that's because it's coming out of summer and those lice are everywhere. But once the water temperature drops, they clean
Have
up.
you ever seen bass with like really, really pink mouths? Like really, really pink.
Yeah, other places where they eat a lot of crayfish.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're eating crayfish.
Because the place we go to is super pink,
Yeah.
like the pinkest.
Right. What does a bass say?
It's hot.
Nice. Oh, dude, he went like this. Bam! Right in your face.
He did.
He gave you the hot fin.
That asshole fish. Alright, so I don't know if it's like because they're getting tangled up in all the wheatgrass or what, but they just keep on like getting off of it for no reason.
Now what you're doing is you're hitting them just literally 1 second too quick. What you want to do, a tip is say literally out loud, there's a bite. See, there's one, so you're running along, boom, there's one, bam. That gives you that extra second to kind of get your body in position, gather up your slack, set the hook, and everything's more controlled that way.
You know what I think I'm doing?
It's kind of like shooting. If all of a sudden you're just trying to shoot, you know, that's not good. You got to turn and get your aim on.
Yeah.
Same thing in fishing, dude. You got to give that little extra time. So next time, there's one. Then reel down, then set the hook and you'll get them.
Gotcha. I'm giving the fish too much credit. They're not as smart as I think. I'm like, oh, they have it in their mouth. They're like, hey, this tastes like fucking plastic. Like, no, it doesn't. Right? All right. There's one. Reel in, hook set on the boat. Yeah, I gotta use discipline not to jerk it. It's pretty hard not to jerk it when you're just looking at it. When you're just, it's there.
When you get excited, you start jerking it.
Yeah. And it's hard to be disciplined enough to just see it and let it just sit there. You gotta jerk it.
It's hard when you get excited to not jerk it.
Yeah. It's just sitting there looking all pretty.
So, you know, I make my living fishing, and years ago when I started fishing these tournaments, I remember the day I was out here on the lake and I said, you know, I'm going to do this bass fishing thing for a living. So I caught a bass and I held him up and I'm like, all right, bass, here's the deal. So my name's Scott. What's up? So, like, I'm going to make a living at this, try to make some cash fishing, and I'm going to treat you with mad respect. I'm not ever going to just, you know, try to kill you or anything. I just want to catch you, make you famous. And so go back and tell all your other bass and all the mama bass that I'm cool, you know. And I'm gonna just let you go and go back and tell them that Scott Martin's cool.
We're friends.
And so yeah, we're friends, we're buddies. So I let them go, and ever since then, dude, they've been treating me well.
Yeah.
You know, me and Bass were like
I'm gonna have to make a pack like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, man, the second this hook is in your mouth, just don't do what you usually do.
Yeah.
Don't just spit it out. Just let me bring in a boat, say hello, shake your fin, and then let you go.
That's right.
But I gotta bring one in first.
Hey, what does that algae bloom do? Is that too much oxygen in the water?
No, it's the time of the year, the fall, where the seasons change. It's kind of like, you know, the leaves turning on a tree. Same thing here. It's just the algae in the water kind of changes, and then when it gets hot, it blooms, and then when it gets cold, it goes away. So right now you're kind of in that, you know, one day it's cool, and the next day it gets real hot again, so it starts having some blooms.
That's the same spot you cast into too.
It's a giant, dude. It's a giant. It's a giant. It's a giant. Oh my God. Yeah! Woo!
900 pounds.
Yeah! There he is.
Nice.
Nice.
That's why you gotta have all that braid, dude.
Yeah.
If you don't have braid, you're not gonna land these fish. I mean, even that's not a really big bass, but without braid, you're not gonna land him. You gotta have 50 to 65 pound braid, super strong hook. Again, if you come out here with like a little wimpy hook, dude, you're gonna get your feelings hurt.
That's what we use.
That's a 1 pound bass, 1.5 pound bass, open water, you'd have no problem landing the fish.
Yeah.
But in this Okeechobee format, with all this grass, you gotta have the right stuff, dude. Because you never know when Mama's gonna get it. Mama will weigh 10 times that, dude. There's 10 pounders swimming around right here, right now, and we're gonna get one. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a quick Carolina rig setup. You know, there's the traditional way of Carolina rigging is you get a swivel and you tie a leader on, and you have the swivel connected. You make it a couple foot long, put a weight on in front of the swivel, obviously. But there's a quick and easy way, especially when you're fishing down here in Florida where you're maybe not gonna Carolina rig all day. Use these bobber stops. See this bobber stop right here? Mm-hmm. Put a bobber stop on. Okay. Put that on. Bobber stop's on right there. Then put your weight on. Okay. This is gonna be a light one, obviously, with a 1/4 ounce weight. Then put 2 bobber stops below it. That does, see? Keeps that weight. So now I tie my hook on here. It's a quick Carolina rig. So no swivels or anything like that. I'm gonna put a second one on just because it keeps it up there a little bit better. You can buy these little bobber stops for like $2 for the whole pack.
I've never even seen those.
Yeah. So now you slide that up. Okay, then I'll take my hook. Okay. Now, create a Carolina rig. Then you can adjust it to whatever depth you want to make. See? So now we have a.
That's
Carolina
way easier.
Nice. Way better than taking all those swivels and tying
and it doesn't damage the line either when you readjust it.
And then you can change the depth of that anytime you want.
Nice, nice.
So then if you want to go straight back to Texas rig, you just pull it all the way down to the hook. All right, so when you're worm fishing, a couple of simple rules.
Okay.
Number one, it's a worm, so think like a worm. Okay, worms crawl on the bottom.
Yep.
Or this imitates a crawfish, but crawfish crawl on the bottom. So things have to go slowly along the bottom. You know, worms don't swim and neither do crayfish, they crawl. So when you worm fish, I like to cast my worm out there, let it sink all the way to the bottom. Here's the trick, here's the tip to remember. Never move your bait with your reel, only move it with your rod. Only use the reel to gather up your slack you created by moving your rod. You see what I'm saying? So you move the worm, you stop for a second, then you gather up the slack you just created. Bait's not moving as you're reeling. You stop and then move the worm again. Bait sits still, you gather up your slack. So again, simple tip, move the bait with your rod, not your reel. Only use the reel to gather up your slack. Keep reeling, there you go.
Attaboy.
Nice one.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Come here, bad boy. Oh, no, come here. You're not going anywhere,
Stop,
pal.
drop, and roll.
You're
Stop,
not
drop,
going
and roll.
anywhere, pal. Nice. Nice.
Good looking fish.
Finally. Oh, man. Thank you. Hey, I'm a cool dude, man. Tell the rest of your dudes that I'm a cool guy. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna treat you nice. All right, look, I'm gonna pet your head. Get the little lice out. Got any amoebas in here? No, you're good. All right, man.
Good.
See you later. Nice. Nice.
Teamwork right there.
Teamwork
Awesome, man.
to the fullest.
Well, they're biting. That's nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Rig action. Bruiser bait, a little crawdad imitation. It's got a lot of action. Those little legs are flapping in the water, creating vibration, creating a little flash. And there's fish key in on it. But again, slow is the key. Move the rod, move the bait with the rod, reel up the slack with the reel.
Woo.
Dude, in the boat. That's what I'm talking about.
In the boat, bro.
Woo! Woo!
Nice.
That's good. That's good stuff. A little chatterbait action.
Oh yeah, man.
Awesome, bro.
Nice one.
Let's get back real quick. Yeah, let me see that real quick, wait.
Get your phone? I got it. I got mine.
Oh man. Big O.
Awesome, man.
Nice guy.
How do you feel about that?
I love it, man. That's how I feel about it.
Ooh, you
Okay, let me get underwater release.
You just gave that fish herpes.
All these parasites, huh?
Nice.
So here's the deal. You know, like in early fall, like we're still kind of summertime, but yet you still have those cool mornings sometimes, but yet it gets hot in the afternoons. It makes fishing sometimes a little difficult to figure out, because what happens is in the morning, the water temperatures are the coolest. And then throughout the day, you know, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the water temperature really starts to spike again, gets kind of back to that summertime temperature. And when that happens, those fish kind of revert to that summertime bite where they're not real active. So that early fall can be tough. So it's real important. Like this morning, we got out early and we had a lot of action right off the bat. But this afternoon, you think low light, but the problem is the water temperatures really still is its highest and these fish aren't as active. So early fall, it's very important to get out super early in the morning. And then later on in the fall, when it's kind of cool all day, these fish will bite all day long. Fish got on, they strapped me in. They have the drag way down, so the tuna's just taking off, it's just going. And they strap it, put fighting belt on, and big 80 wide, strap it in, they clip it to my waist, and then they go, okay. And then I feel them back here doing something. I'm like, what are y'all doing? They're like, we're tying a rope on you.
Oh yeah, so you're
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, hang on a minute, and they're putting something around my neck. I'm like, what is that? And it's a lanyard with a razor blade on it. Like,
just in case,
yeah, in case you get pulled in, dude, you got to cut the line. I'm like, so the whole time I'm fighting this thing, I'm like, if I get pulled in, I get a mouthful of water, I got to figure out how to like put my hand up here and cut the line. It's tripping me out, dude. Thing's slamming me against the side of the boat. Then they keep cranking it up to 90 pounds of drag.
Wow. Oh my
90
Lord.
pounds of drag.
45 minutes?
Yeah, I did 30 minutes at 90 pounds.
Oh, I can't do that.
The first 850 pounds.
Wow.
850 pounds.
Oh, man.
10 footer. It's 10 foot long.
Jeez. Did you carry it like this? All right.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Just swinging between his legs.
Yeah.
Like a bullet train. Moving like the speed of sound. Feet can't keep on the ground.